Hey everybody, Andrew from Excelsior Auto Detailing. Got a 2021 Kia Stinger here today, and what we did on this vehicle, 7 years ceramic coating. Customer had a lot of questions, and they weren't super in-depth questions, but they were really good questions I want to bring up in this. This vehicle has a lot of scratches and swirls in it, or it did, so that was a concern of his. When he goes, when it's in the sun, I can kind of see some scratches and swirls, what should we do? So we had him come in for an inspection. We don't require inspections in every vehicle. Most times they're not needed. We can ask questions and kind of see the best method of attack, I would say, the best method to work on the car and what the end goal is going to be and whatever. But when they have certain questions and want visual changes or visual representations of what it's going to look like or different things, an inspection is a good idea. It's free, we don't charge for it, and any customer can get one. It's just not always necessary. This reason why we required an inspection and why we wanted to do an inspection is Kia's known for thin paint. So a few red flags start going off. It's a Kia. He has a lot of scratches and swirls in it, and this is how the quote comes in, and he wants them gone. So ideally, we want to make sure the paint's nice and thick for us to do the work we can do. So what we do, comes in for the inspection, we have a paint gauge put on the car. Well, that tells us how thick the painted layer is on this vehicle. So pretty much everything. So anything from your primer, so pretty much from clear coat all the way down to metal, gives us a measurement. What that tells us is, what can we do to this car? What makes the most sense for the long term? So this actually had a decent amount of paint on it. Our way we went about getting the car to the way it looks now is I said, let's just do the standard. We're gonna shoot for 80%. Customer was okay with it. Reason why is, color is gonna hide a lot of scratches and swirls. So we're not shooting for 100%. Sometimes people, when they think about that, they're like, well, don't you wanna be perfect? Why we wanna shoot for 80, especially on this car? Paint is very thin. This car is not the most amount of paint. It's good for a Kia, but it's not a lot where I can really hammer it and really polish it and compound it and do a full two-step correction, get about 90% of it gone, 95% of it gone, or we shoot for the long term and say, okay, listen, we're gonna leave a lot of extra paint on this car, so we're not gonna buzz it all down, and we're gonna make sure there's enough left, so if something happens in the future, we can still work on it. It's not, if we take too much of the clear coat off, we have to repaint it. So down the road, let's say he's in a parking lot and a cart hits him or something. And now, good chance we can polish it off, recoat it, and we're good. If we did too much polishing, we're thinking about the long term, just thinking about today, and we polished a lot of clear coat off of it, we can't polish it. There's nothing left. It's a finite resource, best way to explain. I can't put more clear coat on. So once we remove it, once we're literally polishing, which is abrasive, or removing it every time we do it, is we can't put it back. Ideally, what I want to do is the least amount of polishing we can do for the best result. That's what we did here. And I would say we did more than what we promised him, which is excellent in terms of what he got for what I said would happen. So we under-promised, over-delivered, which is excellent. But car looks great. What ceramic coating does, easier to clean, easier to maintain, great for bugs and bird droppings, also makes this thing super shiny. So it's one of those colors that when you look in a parking lot, this thing's gonna grab your attention. And it's also, when it's driving by, it looks fantastic. You don't have to wax the car during the duration of the coating, which is great. This is a 7 year ceramic, goes in your paint, your headlights, and your taillights. And it's protected and ready to go. If you guys have any questions at all about ceramic coating or what they can do for you, don't forget to ask. Talk soon.